So let's go to our setup weather info to see where the problem is. So we have created all these weather info objects, but our weather, let's see, where is it? Weather info data array, which is providing the feed to our collection view here, is still empty because we never set anything inside our array. So this is our main issue here. What we want to do is to say weather info data, which is our array, is equals, and we need to give our array, so we need to pass this information into our array. So we need to give them one by one. So we say wind info, and we say humidity info. Let's just add an info at the end, so we have consistent naming there. And what we have, humidity, pressure, comma, visibility, comma, feels like, let's put the feels like info. Then we have UV info, comma, sunrise, and finally sunset. So that's it. We are feeding our array with the new information here, and if I rerun, we should be able to see the information, because now our collection view has a source to put the information there. Now let's scroll to see if everything is working nicely. So as you can see, our UV index is 0 currently because it's night. Everything else, we have wind 2.1. We need to format this. You can see the chance of raining is, this is actually our humidity, is 87.0, and the pressure is 1012.9. So we need first of all to tell our user, let's say wind speed is 2.1 of watt. So we need to give some information to our user, and the bar as well. So how we are going to do this, instead of just saying like a wind speed, we are going to use string formatting. So I'm going to cut this, and then I'm going to get a string, and let's say format, and we will have our format and our argument, and our argument is going to be whatever I cut, but since we had string interpolation, we need to remove it. So our format, we want to have %.1, so we have 1 point after our dot, and we put F, and then I need to specify that this is meter per second, and I want to copy this formatting because we are going to type it for all of these. And before we do it, actually, let's see if our formatting works on a first cell for our wind speed. I see it says 2.1 meters per second, which gives some extra information for the user to understand the wind speed. So let's do this for our humidity as well. So instead of this, I'm going to paste the information, and then I'm going to cut my humidity out and get rid of this string interpolation. And for our humidity, we don't want to have any decimal points, so I'm going to put 0 here instead of 1, and I don't want any information about our humidity, so it's going to be just formatted to have 0 decimal points. Then let's just copy and paste this again, and let me put some spaces here so it's easier for us to work now. So this will be our pressure, and I cut this and put it back, and let's get rid of our string interpolation. So the pressure, again, we don't want to have any decimal points, but I am going to put MP next to it. So it's millimeter bar, if I'm not mistaken. And let's copy this again. Okay, and now we have visibility. Our visibility is in kilometers, so we say km. Then I want to copy the string again and do for our fields like, it's just we are doing some extra work because I wanted to show how it looks without our string formatting. So the where are we? The fields like will have a decimal point, and we're not going to put anything here. And let me copy this again and paste it here. And let's cut our UV and get rid of our string interpolation. So the UV index, I want to have again 1 decimal point for my UV. And finally we have 2 left, the sunrise and sunset, which we're not going to do anything because the sunrise and sunset are already formatted for us. So actually my sunrise, let me just jump to my definition of my sunrise. So it's actually a string, so we don't need to have a string interpolation here. And same for our sunset. So whatever is string, we don't have to convert it back to string. All right, let me get rid of the empty spaces here, so we have nice and tidy code. And of course we need to rerun to test if it's working after our changes. Okay, it looks nice. The visibility 5 kilometers, sunrise and sunset, and our pressure is MP and feels like 13. So everything is working perfectly. What we need to do next is to allow our users to choose different location. So currently we have fixed location. We are going to change this into dynamic. Also, it's good to remove this scroll bar as well. So if I go to my weather XIB, weather view, and select my collection view here, let's see, section, scroll horizontal, scroll vertical indicators, we don't want to see them. Okay, if I rerun, we should no longer see these scroll bars. Yeah, so this way it's much nicer looking on my user interface here. All right, so in our next lecture we are going to focus on how to pass a location to our model so it knows which location whether it wants to download.